Kaylee Dean says, "It's weird. I've gotten on a YouTube ever since she went missing to see if Jen has been arrested." No, it's not weird, but if she gets arrested, definitely come here. You'll find out. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. We're also waiting. Okay. All right. Yeah, she didn't care. She wanted the money for Maddie and she wanted the child support. Yeah, Miss Genki Empanada. That is some language that we use over on What's the Obsession. Jen didn't give a boo about her precious daughter, Maddie. She didn't want the daughter. Why would she want the ashes? Heartbreaking. Why would she call 911, Kelly? Why would she ever call 911? Why would she go out searching? Why would she go to the vigil? Why would she go to the memorial? Same reason why. I believe, in my opinion, she was very jealous of Maddie, and she didn't want Maddie to run off with Stefan when she turned 18, right? That's why she's going to go send her off somewhere. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. 222 people in chat. Please say a prayer for Maddie. Absolutely not. Cheech Brown, you must have watched Nancy Grace special. Now, I love listening to Nancy Grace, and I know some people don't like Nancy, but she did the whole video, clickbait. Jen got full immunity now. Jen did not get full immunity. She has a one-time derivative use immunity that was already used. She was queen for the day, and that's it. No, she did not. We're in the same predicament. All right. She did not. And we hope. And Cheech, we just did a video the other day that gave you the 5 reasons why Jen could be arrested right now. All right. So that being said, today's discussion is not necessarily about Tyler. He's weaved into this, but I do want to get into this deeper on a later date. Sentencing. What did Tyler do to get sentenced, everybody? Well, Tyler Wallace, Tyler Wallace's dad was a Marine. This is a sentencing memorandum that I'm reading. And like his father before him, he joined the Marine Corps to serve his nation. He grew up in a hard-working family with a solid upbringing. Wallace sought honorable service, brotherhood, and meaning, purpose, and all the things that military is supposed to offer a young man looking to get out and see the world. Unfortunately, the experience Tyler envisioned and the reality of his life in the Marine Corps diverged terribly. So in boot camp, combat training went fine, but at the main campus in San Diego, all right, you guys are very familiar with San Diego. If you know where San Jose is, you know where San Diego is. San Diego is where, well, many bases are because there's lots of ships and water. And he was at a main camp in San Diego, very same boot camp as his father had attended many years earlier. Trouble was brewing, is what they say. A group of drill sergeants abused Wallace and fellow recruits in a number of ways. So Tyler Wallace, Maddie's dad, was in fact abused by fellow recruits in a number of ways, beyond physical and extreme emotional abuse against Wallace and others. These NCOs operated a scheme to misappropriate recruits' PX funds to purchase bulk supplies from PX and sell them on eBay and Amazon for profit. Who does that? Who does that? And do you guys even know what I'm talking about when I say PX? Let me hop back on here so I can check out what you guys are talking about in chat. Do you know what that is? Yeah, Camp Pendleton's huge. This is very interesting, Lynette, because right now we're talking about Madeline Soto's father and Jen Soto's ex fling. I don't even know if he was an ex-boyfriend. All right. It is a weird crime, and it has to do with explosives. It has to do with Tyler Wallace getting abused by other recruits. It has to do with them selling trying to sell the explosives. It's crazy. It's crazy. But Jen Soto does not go to anybody in the higher court system and say he's not a good father. He's a terrible father. He doesn't pay child support. He's a deadbeat. She doesn't do that. You know why? Because it didn't happen. All right, let's continue. He was not a good guy, Corinne says. Okay, well, I have lots of letters that will say the opposite of that. So he's still around. He's still a guy. Is he a bad guy or a good guy? I'll agree to disagree with you. Okay, with the bomb discount, I used to date guys who pop whose pop was a Marine. All right. All right, let's keep going. And you guys can talk about what you think. Then they buried them. Garage, so bizarre. I got nothing but love for Tyler. Me too. When someone loses their daughter in a tragic way like that, I don't even care if you're in jail for robbing a liquor store or a bank. I still have sympathy for you, okay? So I have sympathy, period. That's it. Done. End of story. All right, let's keep going. Many of the recruits, including Tyler Wallace, had the most of their pay misappropriated to enable the scheme. The NCOs were later investigated and disciplined, but the experience shocked Wallace and left him in dismay. At training in Aberdeen, a staff sergeant was particularly draconian in his treatment of Wallace and others, forcing Marines recruits to drink water until they vomited over and over again and rendering horrific psychological abuse to all under his command. The experience he had in boot camp was so alien to what his father had described as the best days of his life that Wallace was in utter shock and dismay at his decision to join the Marines. He did not fare well under psychological abuse heaped on him by the Aberdeen staff sergeant, and depression set in. So I saw somebody in chat talking about, wasn't he depressed? Isn't he depressed? Now we saw him in those interviews, everybody. We absolutely saw him in the videos when Maddie went missing. And when Maddie went missing, he almost couldn't even talk. It was weird. It's like we wanted him so bad to blame Jen Soto, and it's like he couldn't say anything bad about her for some reason. Well, let's find out what happens. Let's find out what happened. So I was wondering, why can't he speak? Why can't he speak? I don't understand. Okay, Millie, okay, I know I've been missing from him, but the corporal drank too much and played loose and fast with the law and everything else. Wallace started following Fry's lead in adopting bad habits. The pressure to try to fix the problems at the armory with little to no leadership or guidance was unbearable to Wallace. Rather than him seek help, he tried to keep his misery in to himself and chose ding, 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 abusing alcohol to help him cope with his work problems. In addition to poor training and leadership, NCOs began verbally abusing Wallace again, and he had experienced it, that the same one he experienced in boot camp. Wallace had never been so miserable.